us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Cathedral Credit Union is celebrating big. Get up to $81,000 at just 0.8% interest with our anniversary loan. And because Christmas is in the air, we're spreading cheer with up to $60,000 at only 1%. Visit cathedralcutt.com or call 235-6947 today. Cathedral Credit Union. Member-owned, member-focused.
Tobago MP support SOE extension. Rainy season brings no relief for Tobago residents, and Blackrock Primary School wins 2026 National Primary School Netball League competition. Good evening, Tobago. I am Zoba Samuel. Thank you for tuning into the Channel 5 News for Thursday, June 11th, 2026. Tobago supports its 3-month extension of the state of emergency SOE and aligns itself with the United National Congress-led government, says Tobago East MP and Tobago People's Party member David Thomas. He emphasized that the SOE has reduced crime, which has contributed to Tobago's support for the measure.
The fact of the matter is, Tobago and the persons that are representing Tobago fully supports this SOE. And we need to make that emphatically clear. So do not expect us to be prompted by you to vote against this and to come here and say that people from Tobago expect us not to support the government. As far as we are concerned, we are a part of the government. So if you didn't know before, know today.
The Tobago East MP clarified that his party does not support the PNM's position of the SOE.
Over the years, you have had the privilege to have PNM people representing Tobago and PNM people in government. Just identify for me what difference you made to our lives so that you now wish to dictate what we do. This SOE, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as my leader indicated, we are in full support. Do not eat your hearts out. We do not subscribe to the things that you are saying, and we have the information and the data necessary to cause us to lend full support to this SOE.
Thomas was contributing to the debate in the House of Representatives yesterday on the motion titled Extension of the State of Emergency for Further 3 Months. TPP leader and Chief Secretary Farley Augustine has consistently stated that the Tobago People's Party is independent and not part of the government. Channel 5 News reached out to the TPP's leader for a comment on the West MP's Thomas' comment in Parliament. However, up to news time, there was no response. Meanwhile, political leader of the People's National Movement Tobago Council, Shamfa Cajole Lewis, believes Tobago has been hoodwinked by what she calls the Tobago arm of the United National Congress. She was commenting on to Tobago East MP David Thomas's statement that the TPP is a part of the UNC-led government. In a Facebook post, she said, quote, "Sent to fight on behalf of Tobagonians, they have now been reduced to puppets and yes-men for their handlers and friends in the UNC government," end quote. Highlighting all the instances where the representatives dropped the ball, she said, quote, "Between the perpetual state of emergency and the dissemination of citizens, democratic rights and freedom, the continued destruction of the Tobago economy. The TPP's vote is no longer in defense of Tobago. There is no voice, no true representation, and no fight left in them, end quote. Critical of MP Thomas's alleged declaration, she said, the two MPs have clearly lost their way. They no longer speak for Tobago, and they clearly don't have Tobago's best interests at heart. The political leader also weighed in on the position taken by Thomas on the extension of the SOE. She said, quote, from our resilient business owners and the tourism stakeholders to the average man on the ground, we know the truth. This outlandish position does not represent the desire of the right-thinking citizens who are desperate for economic recovery and stability. The play is heavy and hard, end quote. Meanwhile, People's National Movement member and former minority leader Kelvin Morris suggests that Tobago People's Party and Tobago East MP David Thomas reneged on their promise to represent the peoples of Tobago's interests in Parliament. He took to the social media to express his concerns. In his Facebook post, Morris said, quote, we were told that Thamo and Notsi would be Tobago's voice in Trinidad. We were told that they would fight for us. But when the moment came to choose between Tobago and the UNC, they chose the UNC, end quote. Weighing in on Thomas's position on the extension of the SOE, Morris noted that businesses are struggling, tourism operators are hurting, and young people are crying out for opportunities. Families are feeling the squeeze. Stakeholders across Tobago have said clearly that this prolonged state of emergency is hurting the island's future. The former minority leader added that, quote, when the time came to stand with Tobago, Tobago's two MPs voted against the people of Tobago. And this is why Tobagonians are now asking a simple question. Has the TPP abandoned the Tobago mandate? Has it abandoned the people who entrusted it to put Tobago first? End quote. Members of the public reacted to Morris's post. One person said, quote, I thought the Chief Secretary said Tobago is we, but like Tobago is UNC. Farley how can Tobagonians trust the TPP now? Another person said, quote, sorry for Tobago under Farley and his UNC party, but then again, yellow is the code, end quote. Meanwhile, even before the debate in Parliament to extend the SOE for another 3 months began, Patriotic Front leader Michaela Pandey said the state of the SOE is not a crime-fighting tool. She says she is not alone in her belief and that citizens are fully aware of the government's true intentions.
Look at the timeline. On May 27th, citizens protested outside the DPP's office. That very same day, the government announced 15 no protest zones. The nurses became more vocal, workers became more vocal, unions became more vocal. Citizens began demanding answers. And now, before the current state of emergency even expires on June 17th, the government is rushing to Parliament for another 3 months of extraordinary powers.
If the SOE is not working, why do the people have to surrender their freedoms for another 3 months? The political leader asks.
People are asking questions, and instead of answering these questions, the government wants to attack the people asking them. Barry Padarath now says criticism of this government is rooted in hatred of the UNC, racism and prejudice. What nonsense! When nurses speak out about salaries, that's racism. When workers demand answers, that's prejudice. When citizens question government policy, that's hatred. No, it is called democracy.
Pandey says the government claims that nobody protested for 10 years under the PNM-led government is revolutionary history. She also said that the protest and dissent are part of exercising rights. However, under this UNC government, those rights are being rebranded.
People are not the problem. The people are the employers. The government works for the people, not the other way around. And no government should ever become so arrogant, so entitled and so disconnected that it believes questioning authority is somehow an act of hostility.
Pandey says the people have a right to challenge, to protest, to question, and to demand answers. The SOE was sold as a tool to fight crime, but when the government stops listening to the people have a right to speak louder, the Patriot leader added. Pandey called on citizens to speak up and refuse to be silent. 3 men, Andel Scotland, 32, self-employed builder of Calder Hall, Scarborough, Still and Patterson, 34, self-employed plumber of Audley Street, Scarborough, and Jerome Homeward, 32, of Calder Hall, Scarborough, pled guilty to the offence of larceny of cattle. The accused appeared before the Scarborough Magistrates Court on Tuesday, 9th June 2026, where all 3 pled guilty to the offence. Each was fined $3,000, and if they default on payment of the fine, they are to serve 6 months hard labor. According to the police statement, the keen observation of the Criminal Investigations Department, CID, Tobago Division resulted in the arrest and subsequent conviction of the 3 men for the offence of larceny of cattle. The police report added that at approximately 1:20 a.m. on Friday, 8th May 2026, CID officers were conducting mobile patrols along Backlet Garden, Scarborough, when they observed a white Mitsubishi Lancer stop, reversed, and then sped away, prompting officers to pursue it. They noted that the vehicle was intercepted a short distance away with 3 male occupants, and that a search of the vehicle revealed 2 calves concealed in the trunk. Police say when they questioned the occupants, they were unable to provide a satisfactory explanation for their possession of the animals and were subsequently arrested and taken to the Scarborough police station. In addition, police say that later that day, a man reported the theft of 2 calves from his property. He subsequently identified the animals recovered by the police as his, and the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service commends the officers involved for their vigilance and professionalism in apprehending the charging of the men for the larceny of cattle. More news after the break.
Red Credit Union.
You can make your goals unfold, go get it. You can live your dreams on the team, let's do this. You can get the help you need to succeed. Man, got it done and you can believe. You can be it. Today you can live that dream. Pull up to the job and survive your wheels. Credit Union. Yes you can, yes you can.
Come in and live your best life today with Red Credit Union.
Do you want to be called doctor? The School of Higher Education Shell, in conjunction with the prestigious Wolf University, presents a Doctors in Business Administration DBA. Earn a lifetime honor that certifies you with the highest level of academic excellence in a UK-based DBA. With triple certification for less than 100,000 TT dollars, ACTT recognized world-class university and international recognition, easy payment plan, 100% retention rates, no foreign travel. Call the School of Higher Education Shell at 362-6205 or 797-1076 so you can be called doctor.
Welcome to the speed round of getting money right. Let's begin. Name some of the red flags associated with an investment scam.
Russian tactics to invest.
Correct.
Promise of money if you bring friends.
Correct.
Request for personal information.
Correct. Bonus question. What is the penalty for operating a pyramid or Ponzi scheme?
$10 million and 10 years in prison.
Correct. Well done. The scores are even, so we go to our tiebreaker question. You receive money in your account from an investment company and they tell you to transfer it to a third account. Does that sound right?
I think about it, and that not right.
Congratulations, you tinker! Getting Money Right is brought to you by the TTSEC. Visit investigateTT.com to access free learning resources and check the TTSEC for a list of registered individuals and securities. The Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. You invest, we protect, everyone benefits.
As you come in. Long time I see you. This station complete. Ready for children party. Mommy! Jay, you can't go nowhere with these children. And you know you can't depend on Kevin neither Stephen to see about them. They're total waste. So I supposed to stay the whole time? Jada is 12. She could see about that. You just need Jada to see about Kia and Kayla. I thought it was your mother or your sister. Who? Them always busy. Jada could handle that. She cooking and cleaning a long time. And the next two, better know what time it is. It's only me, you know. I will talk to my mother. She just home these days. She will make sure the children okay. Alright. Let me see the moves for later.
Before you ramage, make sure the children okay. Call 996 to report all child abuse now. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
Welcome back. Communities throughout Tobago continue to experience disruption in their water service, with some residents saying the published WASA water schedule is of no practical use. Ria, who lives in Grande Gully in Goodwood, says when her congregation meets at church on Sundays, the conversation is always the same. When last did you get water? And were you able to wash this week? Ria says water comes about 1 a day every 2 or 3 weeks in her area and has been this way since the dry season. Nothing has changed with the onset of the rainy season. James, who lives near the top of Mary's Hill, says water service is unreliable and the truck-borne water cannot be brought up the hill where he lives. James says, however, water came yesterday, but this was not the case for many residents. Channel 5 spoke to in the communities of Backlet, Patience Hill, Whim, Union, Crown Point, and other areas. One resident says if you don't have a tank, you don't have a chance to survive this rainy season. Residents of Castara blocked the Northside Road in April to protest the lack of water in the area. Calls to the PRO of the Village Council confirmed that the area does not have an issue with water at this time. Calls and messages to WASA went unanswered, but an executive team from WASA engaged with stakeholders and paid a courtesy call on the Chief Secretary, Augustine, on June 9th. In other news, as debate continued in the House of Representatives on June 10th for the 3-month state of emergency SOE extension, Attorney General John Jeremy said the UNC-led government will go after the 1%ers involved in white-collar gang activity and gang leaders in Trinidad and Tobago who violate the law. He said gangs were identified not only by their numbers, examples 6, 7, and 8, and their geographical spaces, but also the economic class to which they belonged, as they have powerful business influence. He provided background on the issue involving the elite class of people in Trinidad and Tobago who may fit the definition of a gang by citing an international cooking show in which members of that gang made statements about their influence on society.
For example, the 1%. A useful place to start is the Anti-Gang Act. A gang is defined in that act as a combination of two or more persons, whether formally or informally organized who engage in gang-related activity.
He spoke of the television interview in which the statement was made.
I'm sure we all remember an infamous interview in 2017 when my colleagues were in power, when a prominent member of a percentage, the 1%, described the community as follows. The population size is under 5,000. Actually, we are the smallest ethnic group in Trinidad, but the most powerful, almost the most powerful.
The Attorney General noted that members of the elite group apologized for the statement. The Attorney General also tied the group's economic status to the then PNM-controlled government, claiming that the party funded them and revered them.
The truth is, Mr. Speaker, he was right in saying that this group was and is today principally because of the People's National Movement, one of the most powerful, well-resourced groups in our society. They control and own large segments of our economy. They thrived for a decade under the PNM.
Jeremy claimed that the elite group had access to millions of US dollars for business and personal purposes. At the same time, the average man had to line up to get $100 or $200. And the Attorney General said he understood that the U.S. revoked the passports of some members of the elite group. He stressed that TNT's government had nothing to do with the revocation.
Today, I wish to say this. To those persons among us who consider that their wealth allows them guarantees from prosecution and from the attention of law enforcement bodies, we say those days are behind us. If you behave as gang members do, you shall be treated in exactly the same way that blue-collar gang members.
Attorney General Jeremy pledged to go after white-collar gang activity in Trinidad and Tobago.
If your designation happens to be within the 1%, it happens to be 6, 7, or 8, tetron awaits.
He also vowed that if the 1%er uses a media house that he owns to continue attacking him and Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar, he will deal with them. Opposition Chief Whip Marvin Gonzalez, who spoke after the Attorney General was in fighting form, Gonzalez hit out at Jeremy, calling him a diabolical hypocrite and labeling him as his contribution as shocking.
But when the Attorney General could come, Mr. Speaker, in a way and in a manner that I will describe as vile, as diabolical, as vicious, a threat to a segment of the population and even threatening them, Mr. Speaker, by sending matters to the Commissioner of Police as though an entire population, an entire segment of the population is engaged in criminal activity. I say to the Attorney General, he is a diabolical hypocrite.
The Chief Whip outlined why he called the Attorney General a hypocrite.
The Attorney General, as he stands here and made references to cases, I noted, Mr. Speaker, that he made no reference whatsoever to the EMBD white-collar crime scandal in this country. None whatsoever. I want to encourage the Attorney General that whilst he is at that, send the file and make sure the police do what they have to do in that EMBD white-collar crime scandal, because that is also fueling crime and criminality in Trinidad and Tobago.
The Chief Whip, who is also the PNM's representative for the Aruca-Lopino constituency, questioned why the Attorney General did not identify the Piaco International Airport scandal, live sport, and other criminal investigations involving members of the government. Stay with us. More news when we return.
Cathedral Credit Union is celebrating big. Get up to $81,000 at just 0.8% interest with our anniversary loan. And because Christmas is in the air, we're spreading cheer with up to $60,000 at only 1%. Visit cathedralcutt.com or call 235-6947 today. Cathedral Credit Union. Member-owned, member-focused.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Escape to elegance at Le Chateau Suites Tobago. Gated privacy, breathtaking villas, unforgettable memories, where Caribbean dreams become reality.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Welcome back. Blackrock Government Primary School is the 2026 National Primary School Netball League champions after defeating St. Barb's Primary School 14-11 in the finals at the Maloney Indoor Sporting Facility on June 10th. Teacher and coach Takia Hall Applewhite emphasizes the team's holistic approach to preparation, inspiring pride and respect among the community.
First and foremost, discipline, commitment, and sacrifices, and most of all, God, because without Him, nothing is possible. And as a school, we keep God at the center of everything that we do. But apart from God's presence, the children were really committed and they worked hard, and we've seen them grow holistically, especially in the discipline area.
Hall Applewhite Chairman Charmaine Stewart and Avian Carrington are the dedicated teachers and coaches behind the school's success. The team's achievement, including the Best Shooting Team Award, with contributions from Zenaya Lord, Naika Bruce, Anashi Herbert, showcased their talent. Mariah Francis received the MVP award. Shania Lord earned the first place individual shooting award. and Anaya Burrows secured second place, making the school proud. For Black Rock Government Primary School, it was a return to the championship row after a 7-year absence following its 2019 Nationals win. This victory not only marks a major milestone for the school, but also boosts community pride and inspires future students to excel in sports. About 75 schools from 7 districts competed in this year's 2026 league: Caroni, Northeastern, Port of Spain, Southeastern, St. George East, Victoria, and Tobago. President of the league, Nicola McNichols, says the league is not just about netball, but fostering discipline, resilience, and friendships that will last. Tobago and Trinidad family, friends, and loved ones of Oscar Dennis Benjamin are staging a fundraiser to benefit the artist. The healing concert for the 57-year-old Tobago-born artist is scheduled for June 28th at the Shaw Park complex, starting at 4 p.m. Organizers and family friend Selwyn Melville says every Tobagonian should come out to show love, support, and honor this cultural icon and his contributions to the community and the diaspora. Oscar B. began singing professionally with the Signal Hill Alumni Choir in 1982 and hasn't looked back since.
This event is a tribute event to a brother who has contributed tremendously to the art form, not in Trinidad and Tobago, but around the world. And we believe now that every Tobagonian who supports Oscar B must have a chance to come to Shaw Park on the 28th. And so it's not about how much money you could pay, but come there and see where you could contribute in the best way possible to recognize a man's contribution. Our main intention is to full Shaw Park, Shaw Park space is 5,000 people. And we get the 5,000 people upon them full of the place. We take $1 each. Whatever they give, we're happy.
Melvin says Oscar was at the hospital being treated for a heart attack when he suffered a stroke. Artists from Tobago and Trinidad are making themselves available to show their deep appreciation. Melvin says to expect gospel, instrumental, soca, and reggae performances of the highest standards. Melville says that on the day of the concert, a medical team will be on site to conduct diabetes and pre-diabetes screening. Oscar B. remains at the Sangre Grande Hospital and his condition is steadily improving, says Melville, but he is still unable to speak. His condition brought a new awareness of health, and the concert will reflect this reality. For additional information, call 807-2119 or 741-6143. Women's League footballers' action was in full swing on June 10th, with 4 teams and 2 matches played at 2 venues. Black Rock Panthers defeated Combined Ballers Academy at the Corland Recreational Grounds on June 10th by 1-0. Gacy Lewis found the back of the net in the 14th minute, just beating the outstretched arm of the Academy goalkeeper. Jewel Sports Club soundly defeated Tobago Chicas 4 goals at the game at Mount Grace Recreational Grounds. Janae Cordner scored in the 11th minute to put Jewel's SC 1 goal up, and this was followed by a goal from Aliyah Batiste in the 25th minute to finish halftime 2 up. Tobago Chicas played with renewed enthusiasm after the break. Still, Jewel Sports Club Kimaya Lewis continued with scoring in the 78th minute, and Thanisha Rivers scored again in the 85th minute to complete the 4-goal shutout. Jewel Sports Club is at the top of the standings with 35 points after 15 games. Tobago Chicas are in second place with 26 points from their 14 matches. Black Panthers are in their third place with 15 points, and Combined Ballers have 2 points. They are yet to win a game in the league. The Tobago Football Association is hosting a day of women's football at Dwight York Stadium on Sunday, June 14th, with games starting at 9 a.m. The weather when we return.
Have you visited Tobago Channel 5's Facebook or Instagram pages lately? Well, check them out now for all the interviews and up-to-date news. Remember to like, share and follow for Tobago news and current affairs information at your fingertips.
For 10 years, Pulse 89.5 FM has been the beat that moves Tobago. From the latest hits to the voices of the community, we bring the island's rhythm to life. Every day, every hour. Stay locked to Pulse 89.5 FM, the beat of Tobago. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and stream us worldwide on the TuneIn app.
Daddy said it was our special lover.
I told my granny, but she didn't help.
He was so nice when we talked online. I threw up again. I just can't sleep.
I failed my test. I missed school last week.
Now he wants pictures of my body. I have a right
to live free. Stop hurting me.
Please. Don't keep child abuse a secret. If you see something, say something. Report it today at 996. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago and the European Union United Nations Spotlight Initiative.
Rise and shine in the morning is just part of my day.
From 6:30 to 8:30 every day. Foreign man says so.
It informs me of what happens in Tobago.
I find it to be so informative. Every aspect of Tobago affairs is being discussed there. So I will continue to look at Rise and Shine. That's my thing.
Monday to Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m.
I love Rise and Shine.
Welcome back. Tonight, initially cloudy with a light breeze and a few lingering showers, improving as the night progresses. Tomorrow, winds may gust at times, variably cloudy, slightly hazy and breezy with isolated showers. Fair but slightly hazy night with a light breeze and the isolated shower. Seas moderate. Winds east-northeast to east-southeast, 10 to 45 kilometers per hour, and waves in open waters 1.5 meters to 2 meters. In sheltered areas, 1 meter, occasionally choppy. High tides at 12:33 a.m. and 1:44 p.m. Low tides at 7:24 a.m. and 7:06 p.m. Sunrise at 5:39 a.m. and sunset at 6:26 p.m. Tomorrow's temperature should reach a maximum of 31 degrees Celsius and fall to 25 degrees Celsius. Let's recap our headlines. Tobago MP supports SOE extension. Rainy season brings no relief for Tobago residents, and Black Rock Primary School wins 2026 National Primary School Netball League competition. That does it for us tonight at the Channel 5 News Desk. I am Zuba Samuel saying have a good night and stay safe.